Sanyaro, the Heir Apparent. The Sanyaro Chronicles, Volume 2. Written by Megan Haskell. Narrated by Kate Rudd. Chapter 1. Goosebumps rose. Candle flames guttered. The tiny hairs on the back of her neck lifted, and Rie shivered. She felt like she was being watched. Two skulls rested on a nest of elder tree leaves, their empty gazes mocking. Rie narrowed her eyes, daring the bones of her long-dead ancestors to judge her. She tried to picture the muscle and skin on top of the bone, tried to imagine the faces that stared back at her. She was not scared. Nope, not scared at all. The crunch of gravel made her spin in her seat.
"Just me,"
said Lord Garamayan, who preferred to be called Greg but was also known as Sanyaro, or the truthseeker of the 9 realms. He found a seat in the rocky border that lined the path from the clearing to the house. Rie nodded, returning to her task. She only had a few moments before the deepest dark of night turned to the light of day, and the opportunity to reach the demon realm closed. She couldn't fail again. Rie clenched her eyes closed and envisioned the 2 women before her. Una and Nashota, Greg's twin daughters. They'd mastered the magical abilities of soul speech and soul touch, the same abilities Rie sought to harness in this test. But in 6 months of training, Rie had yet to successfully call on any of her supposed magical abilities. She couldn't light a candle or intentionally summon a premonition. Day after day, they trained. Day after day, she tried one skill after another, and day after day, she failed even the simplest of tasks. Today represented the first attempt to call on the souls in the demon realm. At Rie's request, they had avoided it until now. Her testing in the shadow realm had been bad enough, seeing and feeling the death of a bird. She really didn't want to experience the death of a sentient being. Greg finally forced the issue, believing the skulls would act as a built-in connection to his long-dead children, a connection he'd strengthened over the centuries with repeated use. That connection should make it easier to magically cross the veil and call upon Rie's ancestors. Rie grimaced. Centuries dead, and Greg still kept the bones of his children with him. It was almost as bad as a taxidermist who stuffed every pet he'd ever owned, but worse since they'd been human.
"Focus," Greg repeated. "Your thoughts are wandering."
Right.
"Find the frequency, amplify it, and call the soul to you,"
he encouraged. Rie scrunched her eyes tighter. A discordant buzzing noise built in her head, growing louder as she concentrated. Nearly unbearable, Rie fought the discomfort and searched for the connection to the skulls. The buzzing separated into 2 distinct sounds within Rie's brain. She grinned. This might work. Almost there. She let the vibrations pulse through her body, selecting one at random. She could feel the wavelength moving like a string on an instrument. She pulled the string toward her. With a snap, Una stood before her. "This is a surprise," Una said in the common tongue. The woman's voice sounded soft and lilting, the cadence unfamiliar to Rie's ear, although she understood the words. She looked exactly like Rie expected. Greg's memory and his skill had captured everything from the gently pointed ears to the dimple in her left cheek in the bronze statue that honored her in the sacred circle. "Who have you brought, Father?"
"Meet your many times great-granddaughter and my named heir," Greg replied. "She is just beginning to harness her abilities. Perhaps you could give her some tips on soul speech."
Rie connected with the second skull and pulled. Nashota arrived. "Yow!" the woman squealed. "That was unnecessarily rough." "Sounds like she needs more help with soul touch than soul speech," was Una's dry reply.
"She's new."
"She can stop pulling now. She's about to attract the wicked souls I was working with," Nashota chimed in.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?